What's up everybody, Xaenca here, welcome to another WWE Mayhem video. Well, you guys know what time it is. I now have the resources available and I'm ready to max out the next 4-star superstar, and here comes the money! Shane O'Mac came out on top of the voting period with 98 total votes, completely crushed it. Now as far as who got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in alphabetical order, we have Kalisto, who has made it to the boards for the first time, Kane, Macho Man, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Once again, this does not mean that you guys have to vote for one of these guys in particular, it just means they're on the boards already. So if you guys want to vote for one of these guys, go ahead. If you want to vote for someone else, go ahead. If you want to do both, why not? You can vote for each superstar once and can vote for multiple superstars, so have at it. To vote, just post your own comment saying who you want maxed out next. To make sure it goes through, don't make it a reply to someone else's comment, as it's much harder to filter by those, so make it your own comment. I'll post down in the pinned comment below every other 4-star I haven't maxed out yet, so you can see who else you can vote for. With that being said, let's Shane O'Mac out. Alright, so that puts him at 2,159 total power, 7,244 HP, ability upgrade, and 697 attack power. Now let's level him up to 50. So just a few more 750s, let's use a 475, a 225, and 4 100s will do the trick. And there it is, you have reached max blah 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 blah. Let's click level up. And there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane O is maxed out. That puts him at 2,837 total power, 8,775 HP, and 855 attack power. Now let's take a look at his abilities. So he has all moves plus 15% damage, he has that heal ability, so I feel like all the showboats have this ability. Could be wrong, but I feel like that's the case. He also has 97% chance to trigger precision after dodge, and 74% chance to trigger stun after reversal. I like that stun ability. I like it on superstars, so if you reverse and you don't land a pin for whatever reason, there's a chance that he'll just be stunned and then you can continue the damage dealing. I feel like John Cena's precision is still much better, that he can just taunt and get precision instead of having to wait for an opponent to attack and dodge it to get precision, so there's that. I mean, so many superstars have this all moves plus 15% damage. I feel like it's the least useful. The signature moves plus 45%, the submission moves plus 45%, those are amazing because you can just end the match at the second gauge, basically. Charge attacks with Stone Cold is great. Strike attacks is usually good because you just deal the majority or the brunt of the damage from that and then get into the pin situation. I feel like all moves plus 15% is the worst. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just based on what I've seen of the superstars that I've used, and also it's the most common one, so that alone could make the argument that even Reliance Games is aware it's the worst. They made it that's the most common, and then the others are more rare. But once again, we seem to have a lack of abilities that require your actions. I mean, obviously you can dodge, that's still a defensive maneuver. Stunning, the stun ability, I mean, by reversing, that's still a defensive maneuver. Why are so many abilities defensive? Why do they give these abilities so often? They need to mix things up, man. There need to be more offensive abilities. There need to be more things that are based on your actions, not the opponent's. But with Shane McMahon's journey to max out coming to an end, who is next? That's up to you guys to decide. Whoever has the most votes by the next time I have the resources available to max out a 4-star superstar, that superstar will be maxed out next. So get going with the voting for right now. Let's jump into the events. So we finally have our first look at these branching events this weekend, and we're gonna do this Summerslam Pro event. It's supposed to be the most difficult of all of them, so obviously that's the one we're gonna jump into, so let's take a look. For the rewards, beginner gives us 400 event keys, 100 main event keys, 20 gold bars, 2,451 cash for the event, and then 100% rewards are 750 event keys, 125 main event keys, 153 star keys, 54 star keys, 4,750 cash, and 30 gold bars. For normal, we have 600 event keys, 125 main event keys, 30 gold bars, 5,047 cash for the event, and then for 100% we have 900 event keys, 150 main event keys, 253 star keys, 75 4-star keys, 45 gold bars, and 7,641 cash. For Superstar, we have 800 event keys, 150 main event keys, 40 gold bars, 5,666 cash for the event, and then 100% we have 3-star Brock Lesnar, 1,200 event keys, 175 main event keys, 100 4-star keys, 60 gold bars, and 1,025 in cash. I feel like the 1,025 amount for 100% completion of Superstar difficulty is for the cash. I feel like that is an error because that was the only one that didn't go up from event to completion. All these mistakes, man. Reliance Games, you're testing. You need to sort this out before you release things. Otherwise, the rewards are fine. For the sake of saving time, we're just gonna jump into the Superstar difficulty right now. And for this, we're gonna use my A teams. We got John Cena. We're gonna use Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, The Rock, and Shawn Michaels. And the reason for this combination is the synergies. As you can see, they all have synergies. We're just going to go through them real quick. So even though the event showed that there's 19 matches, that's actually individual matches that they have. I mean, there's 26 total matches to complete all 3 difficulties. So we want to use the best possible combination that we can use to plow through this as fast as we can. So as you can see, they all have attack, basically have damage synergies, critical hit damage synergies, critical hit chance, so on and so forth. So this is what it looks like. The branching events, you can go the north route, the east route, and the south route, I guess, southeast, northeast, whatever. Up, middle, bottom. Those are the lanes. And everybody's gonna get about 5 matches because except for John Cena gets 6. So 5 matches for everybody except for John Cena. Starting things out, we got Shawn Michaels versus Seth Rollins. So, over the past week, more of the touted SummerSlam update related features have come to the game. Obviously, we're doing the branching events right now. Like I said last week, these are basically just a carbon copy from Contest of Champions, so it's not really all that innovative by any means. But whatever, it's something new I guess, and I say that with air quotes. After the SummerSlam Highlights event last week, I've been pretty salty at this game. That event was the absolute worst, to the point that it would be the type of thing that would make me uninstall the game if I weren't already so invested in it. So I'm glad they didn't half-ass the rewards for these branching events. Especially since they're so much more tedious than regular events, they're basically 2 to 3 times more matches for the total rewards. It sucks that this comes in conjunction with the change to 2 energy per node on Superstar difficulty, as well as the change from 6 minutes to 8 minutes for energy recharge. I guess they really want to force gold use to regain energy out of people with not a lot of time to play. Somewhat of a grimy tactic, but it is what it is I guess. I don't know if I ever covered it, but they added rank up loot case keys to the event loot cases, so that's neat for the random chance to get tier 4 weights. I also feel like they slightly upped the 3-star key rates out of those. Might just be a coincidence though, just basing it on I've gotten a better amount of 3-star keys on average since the SummerSlam update. I can't prove it, so just take that as an observation. Out of all of the changes with the SummerSlam update, I think the best one is the changes they made to the smash skills. Basically they changed it from 8 attacks to 3 for the same amount of damage. Smash skills do more damage than regular signature moves when you do all of the attacks correctly, so reducing from 8 to 3 is an awesome change. I know people were pretty polarized regarding these skills before the change, as a lot of people didn't like that you had to play the minigame to deal the damage. To me, it's always just been a change of pace from the regular gameplay, so I never minded it. But with this change, I lean more towards thumbs up than right in the middle, so good job Reliance Games on that. For those who have High Flyer Finn Balor, I checked and they fixed the headblock elbow drop damage bug as they said they would. It's still surprising to me that it requires a full update for them to fix things like this. I'm not exactly sure why they don't have the ability to hotfix things, or send just like a small patch to just fix that portion, like, because you know, it's kind of weird that you would release a new Superstar and have it have a bugged finisher. That's just like, oh my god, who failed on the testing there? And a lot of things just regarding updates in general, I don't know what complications Reliance Games has when pushing out updates. I mean, like I said, the best thing they did was release the update a week in advance. Therefore, if it's late or whatever, you still will make it on time for the following week when it's supposed to actually come out, right? The way they used to do it, if you guys are new to the game, is they would release the update just like a few days before, usually on a Wednesday when, for example, like if they release it on the Wednesday, the SummerSlam events happen on Friday, and if it's late for whatever reason, it will get pushed back until like Saturday, Sunday, and in some cases we just miss out on whatever events expired by then. So I'm glad they're releasing these updates a week in advance, because Reliance Games just has some weird complications regarding pushing out updates that I don't quite understand. They always say that it's pending with Google and Apple, but I don't know why other companies don't seem to have this problem. I've played so many mobile games, and when they say an update's coming out, that update is coming out on the time that they said they would. Maybe push back like an hour or two, but never a few days, so I don't know what's going on there. On the official Reddit, it looks like Reliance Games is taking feedback regarding the abilities changes that they made recently, and somebody named Evan Quinn already brought up my concern that I've brought up many times ever since the ability changes, actually, that it basically murdered Randy Orton. He's just not viable anymore, in my opinion, based on all of his abilities require the opponent to do something to you. And I guess if I were to provide feedback, which I guess I'll do, I'll post after I do this video, is that opponent 10-hit combo thing is the worst. It's the dumbest it's the dumbest requisite for an ability. Because, I mean, why would you ever let the opponent hit you 10 times without you doing anything, right? It's just so stupid. But yeah, if you have any feedback for the ability system, I would post it there. That goes directly to the developers. I mentioned it before, but if you watch that Up Up Down Down video with Xavier Woods at the Mattel booth at San Diego Comic-Con, you could see that RG Mester is actually the lead developer. I don't know what RG Dwyer's title is. I'm sure he's somewhat prominent. I'm sure he has something to do with the development side of things at Reliance Games. So if you guys have any feedback for the ability system, I would post it on the official Reddit, the thread that says feedback, abilities, so on and so forth. Speaking of murdered, though, with this SummerSlam update, it looks like they murdered American Badass Taker. So before the update, he had the 90% crit rate. After the SummerSlam update, it changed to 9. I don't know if that's what they intended it to be originally, 9% instead of 90, and they just added an extra 0, but god damn, that's a huge change, and it definitely makes it where American Badass Taker is nowhere near the conversation for best superstars in the game. And it's even questionable whether he's still viable or not, because you can't easily get overdrives for him, right? It's only from the Super Icons loot case, which leads me to believe that people really should, you know, use caution when deciding to purchase these limited edition loot cases from now on, because people tried really hard to get American Badass Taker based on that 90% crit chance, and then Reliance Games changes it after the fact. I would advise caution. Just don't buy into these limited edition 4-star superstars that they're doing lately, because that is very grimy. That is the definition of grime, in my opinion. That it baited a lot of people into buying something they probably wouldn't have if they knew that you know, like, if they knew American Badass Taker was not as great as being the best superstar in the game, which he was definitely in contention for with that 90% crit chance, they probably would not have done it. So I feel like it's false advertising in a sense, or at least they should have made people very aware that that was not what it was intended to be. That's one of the main issues with Reliance Games, is their lack of proper communication regarding these types of things. You have to catch it and bring it to their attention before they address it. So, like I said, a lot of people probably bought a lot of Super Icons loot cases trying to get American Badass Taker, and I feel bad for these guys. I mean, it didn't take me a lot to get him, so I mean, I guess I was fortunate in that, but I'm definitely gonna hold back on those kind of loot cases moving forward just based on this alone. Unless they change it back up to 90, which I don't know. I don't know anymore what they were intending. They change it back up to 90, it invalidates everything I just said, so that's the situation with that. I know when pay-per-views come around, a lot of people ask me what my opinion is, if I'm excited to watch the actual pay-per-view. SummerSlam's tomorrow. I don't know. It's not really as exciting as it usually is. I don't know, it feels like they've really failed to drive home storylines lately in WWE. AJ Styles, I'm a big fan of AJ Styles, big fan of Samoa Joe. I feel like if anybody's gonna take the title off him, it should be Samoa Joe. I feel like Samoa Joe is the best believable heel in WWE right now, so quite deserving if they give it to him. Whenever he says anything, no matter what he's saying, promo-wise, you believe every word that he says. He's that good at being the bad guy. So Samoa Joe should win that match if I were to choose. Otherwise, AJ retains, and I'm fine with that as well, because like I said, I'm a fan of both. For the Raw side, we have the whole Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing that just doesn't seem to end. I don't know. It's so weird, the situation that we're in, right? Because Brock Lesnar not being on TV with the championship really makes the championship lose its value. We don't see it enough. The IC championship is the most prominent title on Raw, so it's kind of weird that that's how that played out. I mean, Brock Lesnar is a temporary superstar, so if you're just have him, I don't know, man, just don't make him the champion. Just have him as like a main event, feuding with this guy, feuding with that guy. You don't need to put the title on him, especially if we're not going to see the title for months at a time because it's on him, you know what I mean? So at this point, like, I will take anybody taking the title off Brock Lesnar. I like Brock, but I don't like that him not being on TV has killed the championship, basically. So Roman Reigns could defeat him. Braun Strowman could cash in. I mean, I don't know. It depends. If Kevin Owens beats Braun Strowman for whatever reason, then he could cash in. We got to see how that plays out. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about every single match that's happening at SummerSlam. Just some things I want to take note of. They really adding Charlotte to the triple threat match. Well, what became a triple threat match between Carmella and Becky Lynch was completely unnecessary. They had this whole storyline going of Becky Lynch trying to get back in the spotlight, and you know, she was the first SmackDown Women's Champion, and she wants to get back to that point. She wants to take it off Carmella, and they just had to throw Charlotte in there for no apparent reason. The storyline was better without Charlotte. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that. Just blows my mind that they have to ruin a good thing by shoving other people into it all the time. Charlotte is a great wrestler. She has no business in this storyline, however, so that's where I am with that. The storyline that makes the least amount of sense is the Ronda Rousey one, so I don't know what the hell they're thinking with this writing, right? So she was suspended. She violated her suspension by entering the ring and attacking Alexa Bliss and whatever the hell it was. I can't even recall. It's that bad of a storyline that I kind of just block it out of my mind, but instead of being punished for not upholding her full suspension and violating it, Kurt Angle's like, you know what you get? A women's championship match. You were suspended and you did not listen to me, but I'm gonna give you a women's championship match for it. Damn, Kurt, way to uphold the law right there. It's like, okay, so you didn't follow the rules for your full suspension. I'm not gonna add any more suspension days because of what you did. In fact, I'm going to reward you for it. Good job, Ronda. Don't listen to authority. We suck. You're great. I constantly wonder how much these WWE writers get paid because they're just so bad. So bad lately. I just don't know how you get qualified to be in that position. Probably don't need any qualification based on what we see lately. The last thing I'm going to talk about is not really SummerSlam specifically related, it's just the state of WWE as a whole. I mentioned previously that they killed the Authors of Pain, and, you know, the tag team divisions are really just floundering lately. They're just getting by, they're squeaking by, and the rumor is that Vince does not like tag teams, therefore, you know, the Revival is buried because they claim to be wrestlers and not sports entertainers, which is kind of one of many reasons why Vince just needs to retire and get the hell out of the business, because that's just the dumbest thing to hold a vendetta against people for. When there were one of the best tag teams in NXT, they could have been the best tag team on Raw, but, you know. And same thing with the Club, right? Club got buried. Vince doesn't like tag teams, so what is the point of doing this women's tag team division? Makes no sense to me. You bring tag teams up from NXT, from Japan, into the main roster to bury them, and you're like, you know what we should do? Make a women's tag team division. What are you gonna do there? Just bury everybody? It just makes no sense to me. Meanwhile, you see like tag team matches in NXT, like back before the whole Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa feud. You see DIY matches, those were great. Their matches with the Revival were great. You see, God, you see, what do you call it? Undisputed Era. You see Undisputed Era matches, those are great. Mustache Mountain, there's so many, man, in NXT. You see those matches, they're usually very, very good matches, and we just don't get that on the main roster anymore. Mainly because Vince doesn't like tag teams, so Vince, please just retire. You're killing the business, man. You're killing the business. But that's the gist of most of the stuff I wanted to talk about, so I'm gonna stop shooting the crap with you guys and focus on the rest of this event. We're nearing the end. Just a few matches more. Let's do this. By the way, in that last match, you see what I mean by the change from 8 attacks to 3 for the chest slap smash John Cena has. I mean, for the smash skills in general, but John Cena has the chest slap smash skill.
From the top rope. I thought he had him.
So we're reversing with the sunset flip powerbomb. Got the crit. Got him low. Got critical rage. So showboat a little bit. Parry. Oh, didn't reach me. Ah, so he's tagging out. This is a handicap match, but that's all good. We're gonna do something else other than chest slap because we just did that. Something else. Okay, so we got the 5 knuckle shuffle. We'll reverse into it because Big E is trying to run away from me. Trying to run away. Can't run from me. Bam. Can't see me either, by the way. Can't see me.
He is not going anywhere. A capacity crowd is here
So
tonight.
we got Roman Reigns here. Just chipping away at him. Parry that. Still need to do the pizza toss, so we'll go ahead and do that here. Just close this match out. And then we're only missing the attitude adjustment. So just missing the attitude adjustment. Alright, so let's hope that we get the attitude adjustment here. Is it gonna be? No. We got knuckle shuffle. 5 knuckle shuffle. We're gonna reset that. Showboat. Oh. Okay, so alright, here we got it. Oh, he went for a 1 gauge move, letting us reverse into it. So thank you, Mr. Lesnar, Mr. Beast Incarnate, for letting me hit you with an attitude adjustment. Hopefully your attitude has been adjusted properly. Last match of this event in its entirety is another match with the champion AJ Styles. The champion AJ Styles, and we got all of our finishers out of the way so we can do whatever the hell we want. We'll do a chest slap smash so you can see the full extent of its power. Full extent of its power right here. 3 hits. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more. Throwing him to the ground, and that's it. That's it for AJ. You're done. See how much damage that did? It's sick. 3. Aha. Yeah, it's sick how much damage that does. It's great. I love it. I love it. And John Cena is the champion. Give me my title bonus. Moving on. Alright, so that's it. SummerSlam Pro Superstar difficulty is complete. 100%. Give me my Brock Lesnar, my keys, and everything. Yeah, 54-star keys for Overdrive. 3-star Brock Lesnar. And now let's move on to the loot. Before we get to the loot, I just want to talk about the 4-star loot case. Some people asked what I meant by not having the recent 4-star superstars in this 4-star loot case. So as you can see, there's 7 tabs. On the last tab is just Big E. There's 37 4-stars in my 4-star loot case. Missing Bret Hart, missing Goldust, missing Booker T, ABA Taker, High Flyer Finn Balor. Now we're missing Eddie Guerrero and Doink the Clown. So that's what I mean by it's missing 4-star superstars. Now, some people said that they have all of the 4-stars available to them in the 4-star loot case. If that's the case for you, let me know in the comments because that means I need to put a ticket in. As you can see, I do not have all of the 4 stars. If you guys don't, then great. I'm fine. And they really need to get on adding the recent 4 stars to the 4-star loot case. But yeah, just let me know. Now let's go ahead and open some loot. Alright, so here we are. We have quite a bit of loot cases. We've got NXT Champions, 11 3 stars, 4-star loot case, 2 premiums, a Raw, 2 SmackDown Lives, and Icons, and 2 main event loot cases. So we're going to mix and match. We're going to do a mixture of opening and open 10s. We'll open this right here just to save time because the event took a long time. We're probably going to do an open 10 to get all the 3 stars out of the way, but let's see who we get from the first 4-star loot case. Ooh, the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, who returned to WWE, returned on Raw. He's going to be Seth Rollins' backup at SummerSlam, so I'm glad he's finally returning from injury. It took a long time. It was a really bad injury, and I'm glad he's back. So it opened all of the, or 10 of the 3-star loot cases. So just getting a plethora of 4-star keys right here. Got Big E, Triple H, Jimmy Uso, and that, I mean, these 10 3-star loot cases it just opened is 500 4-star keys right there, and that is enough to get another 4-star loot case. Let's see who we get this time. Somebody good, I hope. There's only 2 that we don't have yet. If you're not gonna give me one of those, give me like a John Cena, The Rock, somebody. John Cena, oh my god, why'd you pass John Cena? Why'd you pass John Cena, man? Give me Kofi, really? Damn it. So close. Alright, open 10. Let's see what happens. These are all of the non-specific, well, there's one 3-star loot case in there, but, you know. Hey! We got a 4-star. We got 4-star Mankind from Open 10. It couldn't have been from the Raw. Couldn't have been from the SmackDown. I'm guessing it was from the event, the Icons loot case. If I had to guess, it doesn't tell you which one it's from, but there it is. Overdrive level 1, 100 4-star keys. Nice. Nice. We got 3 4-stars from opening these loot cases. Awesome. Awesome. Very nice. Alright, man. It's always a very hyping feeling when you get a 4-star out of a non-4-star loot case. It's a very good feeling. Wish it would happen more often, but whatever. So, I tried to cover everything that I missed from talking about the SummerSlam update last week. If there's anything else I missed, let me know in the comments. I mean, I usually just find these things as I go along, and that's all that I've found so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and share this video with whoever you want to share it with. If you're new around here, subscribe with notifications to be notified about all upcoming videos, including more WWE Mayhem videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.